so I just want to get everybody back into that special place. So I want you to close your eyes and think about when you point, and you can do this right now, point when you say me or I, and you touch that spot on your chest where most people have been pulling stuff out of today, but just, you don't need to do that. That's your heart space, and that's where I want to talk to you from today and really communicate from that spot. So this is my purpose, is to be here, because my purpose in life is to give, love, and serve my community with quality chiropractic care, to tell the chiropractic story as well as my own story as a source of inspiration throughout the world. So thank you for being a part of my purpose. So I have lost most of my sight, but I have a huge vision for my life. And I want each and every one of you to find your vision and your purpose. So I'm going to walk you through my story quickly. When I was 4, my parents took me to the pediatrician just to get a normal exam. And they were like, there's something wrong. We don't know what it is. And we went to doctor after doctor. And they're like, let's cut her open. Let's look at in there. And my mom was like, you're not doing that to my little kid. Like, I was her firstborn. There's no way you're going to do that. So they proposed all these crazy hypotheses as to what was going on, because my retinas just didn't look right. I could see fine. Everything was great. So I grew up in Michigan. We traveled to Detroit. And I finally got a diagnosis, and it's really super long, so it's called fever, and we'll call it that. And so I was in first grade, and my retina detached, and I had my first surgery. So I was moving along, and I could still see, and just having surgery after surgery, and every single time I went to the doctor, this person in a white coat, I would hear that S word, and that S word was surgery. And I couldn't handle it. I would run outside, kind of listening to my parents talk to the doctor, but I was listening for that word because I was like, I don't want to go through this. It was horrible as a child. Like, there was just needles and drugs, and it was just really bad. So we did a few more surgeries, and when I was in 3rd grade, so a couple years later, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. So we're going through her, cut, poison, burn treatment, and it's just getting progressively worse over and over. And when I was in 9th grade, both of my retinas detached. I was at swim practice, and I went in for a flip turn like normal, and bam, it was black. Everything was gone. 5 weeks later, my other retina did it, and a few months after that, my mom died. And so I, was still having a lot of problems with doctors, and just the night before my mom died, we went in there, and I remember he came in, he's like, where's the 44-year-old dying from a staph infection in front of her kids? And I was like, how can these people talk like that? Like, I never want to be that way. And so I had a really hard time in high school. I was losing my vision, and I was really angry, just like hated my dad, everything. I was really, can I say bitch? Because I was a bitch. And it was horrible. And my dad actually started dating somebody. That's my stepmom. She's here today. And she's one of the biggest inspirations in my life as well, and she's really helped me. So I feel really fortunate, so thank you for coming from Michigan to support me. So, I moved away to Montana from Michigan, which was pretty random, and studied environmental studies and political science. And I really wanted to be an environmental attorney. I was working in Latin America, doing all this social, environmental justice work, fired up, but it wasn't like completely what I wanted. I wanted to serve people, but I wasn't sure how. And I always, you hear of people like celebrities or whoever it is, Fortune 500 company CEOs are like, I always knew I was meant to do something different in that service. And I always felt that inside of me. And I didn't know, because I wasn't into chiropractic yet, that was my innate intelligence being like, you are meant to do something huge and share your story. So after I had to move back to have my 30th eye surgery, 2 weeks after I graduated from undergrad, and I couldn't do anything. I was looking at grad schools, law schools, taking LSATs, all that stuff. But I had to sleep sitting up. Like, it was horrible. So I'm like, I always really liked massage. Like, let's do that. So 6-month program, I got really into it. And I was like, I love anatomy. I never did any of this with my poli-sci. Like, this is amazing. And I started teaching it. And I was at my chiropractor's one day. And he's like, you should be a chiropractor. I'm like, I feel like I'm meant to, but since I can't see, I can't do that. And he's like, why is that stopping you? And I went and visited Palmer Davenport a week later and took like science classes. So imagine taking physics, chemistry, stats without ever seeing it. I took chemistry exams verbally. It was super hard. So now I'm in 12th quarter at Palmer West. I'm graduating in November. I'm so excited. And this is what I want you all to take away. So you need to find whatever your challenge is in life, maybe it's professional or personal, and flip that into your greatest asset. Because I know I don't need to be able to see to be a good doctor, because I speak from my heart. So when I have a patient, especially when my patient's prone and I'm first palpating their spine, detecting subluxations, I even close my eyes, which may seem silly, but I do. And I really zone in. I'm like, my innate intelligence is going to connect with theirs through the universal intelligence. I'm going to find this subluxation. I'm going to help them because I know that their body can heal itself, and my hands are here to help that process happen. So you need to find what your challenge is and turn that into the greatest asset and give back to the world. So that's part of your purpose. So how do we get to that purpose? Well, a lot of this comes from Dr. Leslie. She's been an amazing mentor for the last couple of years. And so I kind of stolen a lot of things from her in my report of findings, everything. And she's just wonderful. So thank you for putting this together. So first, we need to, chiropractically, I like to think about it like have a posture evaluation. This is a mind, body, spirit evaluation. So first, we're going to look at posture as a chiropractor. We often see our patients with upper cross syndrome. So if you don't know what that is, heads forward, shoulders are rolling forward, the pecs are really tight, and they're just like this. And Silicon Valley, where our clinic is, everybody works, tech companies, they're like that all the time. So if you're rolled forward and you're closed down like this, how is this space going to be opened up to the world? It's not. So first, to get your body ready to communicate from your heart, you need to see a chiropractor and really, get some extension, open that up, and start to communicate from a more loving space. Next, you need to get on purpose. So you heard my purpose statement. My challenge to all of you, and I want to hold you all accountable, write down your purpose. Say it, live it, love it, like every single day, because that's what's going to keep you on task. I make every decision. Should I talk at the wow factor? Yeah, that's part of my purpose. I'm getting closer to it. Am I going to get further away or closer to my purpose? So get closer to it. So just work on it every day, and it can change. I have multiple vision boards. They're 3D, they're tactile, they have like hemp on them, they're like totally me. You gotta love it. And I'll stand there and I'll feel it, and I was like, yeah, I want to have like a farm with pumpkins and ducks. Like, I know that's random, but that's what I want. And so there's like stickers that are 3D, and I'm like, that's awesome. And so I have that. So you can do that and find your purpose. So first step, body. Posture evaluation, get adjusted, let your life force flow, and connect with your innate intelligence so that your body can heal itself. The second is get your purpose. So write it, make a board, whatever it is. And the next step is taking action. So those are a couple action steps already, but all the great chiropractors and mentors and everybody I've talked to, it's like have a mastermind group, people that are going to hold you accountable. So I meet with somebody that I co-edit with for a website, and we will spend like 8 hours on just talking through like, oh, we should make this, all these chiropractic videos are terrible on YouTube. So we're gonna make our own. We're making a music video, it's awesome. So find a mastermind group and really work with them, because when you're setting your purpose and your goals, that's the number one way to take action, is for people to be involved, hold you accountable, and keep you on purpose. So you have to live from an inside out. We always talk about that in chiropractic, above, down, inside out. And so my inside out message is, chiropractic didn't save me. Chiropractic allowed me to save myself, because I'm now able to take that challenge, flip it into an asset, and change the world. So I want all of you to go out there and do that as well. And I thank you so much for being a part of my purpose.
Who else had tears in their eyes here today? Everyone's raising their hands. Good job, Beth. You're awesome. You're so awesome. I love this woman. So Beth and I met maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago. And she sent me an email, and the email was a couple of lines long, and her credentials were 2 pages underneath the little email. She is so involved with so many organizations and associations, and not just involved, but she is an incredible force to be reckoned with. She's an amazing woman, and she role models to me what vision is. This is a woman that has more vision than anyone I have ever met. And it comes from inside her heart. She always speaks her truth. And she shows up. I mean, talk about showing up and calling it in. This woman is amazing. I'm so proud of her. And there was one email, she said, "Will you mentor me?" And I sometimes wonder who's mentoring who. So I love you. You're awesome. You are so awesome. Amazing woman. So thank you for being here today and being so courageous and sharing your truth and walking it. You know, this girl walks the talk. So thank you.